Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager. With me as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
You cut out there, Adam. I assume that was my intro, but hey, everybody.
Yeah, it was. I think it probably might just be something with Discord. If you're getting a little bit of cut out, it should be fine for everybody else. So we
Okay,
are
cool.
back with our Florida Panthers 2022-2023 series. We're through 2022. We're at the end of January, in fact. Things have been going pretty good until Jeff said, "Oh man, we've been going great except for, we didn't even get injured." So what happened? Injuries started piling up. And we lost Rasmus Dahlin for a while. We lost Austin Matthews for a while. They're just about coming back now. We've been dealing with.
Yeah, we did have a little, I think, 4-game losing streak, which is the worst we've been this season, but still we're
Yeah.
pretty much on top. Tied with Montreal for first in the Atlantic and should be still in the solid playoff spot, I think.
Here's hoping. We've been kind of fighting it, going up and down. And so I think kind of we're at a point now, where we really kind of want to push for a really good, uh, you know, playoff run here. And there's a point where I think we seriously have to consider picking somebody up. We currently have lots of salary cap room as we're. Matthews will be coming back, which adds a big chunk, but we have some room. Jonathan Huberdeau is probably a guy who we should be looking at moving out, or if we're going to try and pick somebody up, he's probably the guy to go. He did score a few goals for us in our last few games, but he's 29 years old. He's turning 30. He's an upcoming
Yep.
free agent, and he wants so much money. We're not even considering signing him.
No, it's not the money so much. It's he's only asking 6.6 million, which is
For
not
a
that crazy
third
for
line
him.
winger who scored 17 goals last year and has 12 goals this year only so far.
He's got 30 points. So, I mean, he'll get another 45, 50 points. I mean, that's what it's going. That's what that kind of guy is getting paid in the NHL right now. The
Well,
problem is,
his legs are also
but
on fire.
even it's yeah, it's kind of it's maybe a little on the high side for salary, but he wants 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's the
So
other thing too.
that's kind of where we depart from any sympathy from him. So yeah,
Yes.
forget it. We're not giving him that amount.
So we got some other younger guys coming up pushing, but I think here's kind of the point where should we put Huberdeau on the trade block and just see what we get in return, for one, or should we just start trying to make a trade?
I think we've got to hang on to him. I mean,
See, uh,
if we do get the injury problems again, he's really gonna we're really gonna need him, and
on the
he's still producing. He's producing at a reasonable amount, and if we want to win in the playoffs, we're gonna, a draft pick isn't going to help us do that.
I'm not saying a draft pick, but we have what is his contract? Never mind, we're not picking up Arturi Panarin. He wants what he's getting paid $7 million, but we could be looking at someone like what's he getting paid?
Oh yeah, I mean, if we can package him for somebody, you're looking at the trading block.
Yeah, so you got Jacob Stukel, who's playing in Vancouver. I don't know if I said that name right. Probably horribly butchered it, but basically the same kind of point guy. Last year, 68 games, had 40 points, 16 goals, 24 assists. He's only playing 10 minutes a night, has 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points from Vancouver. That wouldn't
Yeah,
be a
I mean,
bad trade. Gives us a
really,
left winger.
nobody on the trade block right now really is going to do much for us production wise. We should maybe take a look at it again when we're a little closer to the deadline.
Well, okay, I'm just gonna take a look at what's it would cost us for Stucco. If I offered him straight up with Huberdeau sending to Vancouver, Skid say I think this is a well balanced offer. I also want Vancouver's second. No, they won't accept that. Okay, how about their fourth? If I try and pick up an extra fourth round pick, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they'll accept that offer. The scout says. Adam's volume is low. Okay, let me see if I can fix that a little bit.
You're you're sounding okay on me on Discord, so it's maybe something at the Skype end or the on XSplit.
It'd be XSplit, I would would imagine. I will try and just move my mic a little bit closer. You know,
Ratcast, do I sound okay, or is it both of us?
The levels look okay from what I'm seeing. Let me just check here. Are we supposed to be seeing that trade stuff? Yeah, I'm seeing it on my
yeah,
screen.
actually,
Yes.
I'm still looking at your home screen.
Well, my screen is running, so something must have froze on your end. Now I'm back on the home screen. Now I'm going back to the trade offer.
Maybe I just caught you there. Hang on, let me refresh and see if I get it. Oh, yeah, it's fine now. Yeah.
Yeah, you might need to do a little refresh. Okay, Gudu says, Jeff is loud. Okay.
Okay, so it's just your volume that's whack, but that's funny because I can hear you. You sound perfectly normal to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll try and turn down the sound a little bit more for my computer. Okay, we'll reload. All right. Yeah, okay, we're back on the main menu screen or something. But yeah, so I was looking at front office trade blocks, so I'm not really sure why that was desynced. It's showing fine on mine, but there was something going on there. And just Jacob Stuckle. And Jeff's mad because he's from Vancouver, and I'm trying to get, and actually pulling it up, shows the trade offer. Huberdeau for stuck on a 4th rounder. I'm just going to make that offer. We'll just see what happens. At worst, they say no. That's just Jeff's voice, as Brian labeled in the
chat. I'm not that loud.
All right, so we got a game versus Vegas and a game versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is just behind us at 65 points. Vegas, on the other hand, is at 54 points, sitting 4th in the Pacific. 13-point backs of Edmonton. And actually, Vancouver's doing very well. 64 points, Jeff. You should be very happy with that.
Yeah, the rebuild. So I've got that to look forward to in 2023.
Yep. And so we'll play, just kind of roll it as it is. And we lose 2-1. Hellebuck's cold, which is not helping us. But I mean, 2-1 is not really that bad. We were down 2-0. Pierre-Olivier Joseph scored in the 3rd period. Just under 4 minutes in, but we couldn't complete the comeback. Sadly, we are really missing it, Austin Matthews.
Now, fortunately, he is almost back.
Yes. Oh, very next day, Austin Matthews is back.
Sure enough.
May take a game. Oh, and one of our draft picks from a couple of years ago is Harlan O'Halloran. Had a great game. He had 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points in almost over 24 minutes of ice time with Prince Albert. Only half-star talent right now and 3.5 potential, but he will hopefully get there. 78 points through 47 games. I do believe we signed him to a contract too. Yeah, he signed his entry-level deal. He was a 3rd-round pick, so we have some hope there, which is good. So Matthews is back. We might as and Nando Eggenberger's hurt. Thumb contusion, 1 to 2 weeks. So perfect time for Matthews to come. Brian Label, trading question. At or near the trade deadline, do you typically just look at players on the trade block, or will you search for players outside of the trade block? A little bit of both, to be honest, if you've watched our streams. We very much go back and forth.
Yeah, I'll usually have a player in mind, like roughly what I want, and then just do a quick flip through the roster screens and see if anybody's in the right situation, like a guy with an expiring contract or a team that's got a couple of spare, like too much depth, more depth than they need the position.
Trying to see who should be taken. I guess we're taking Eggenberger straight out for Matthews. And then I'm just going to let the computer rebalance the lines, as we've had some defense, some changes as well. And if you're unfamiliar, I usually just kind of balance out my my 4 lines through 16 minutes, 14, and then basically let everything else kind of work its way out as it does. And let power play and special teams divide the rest of the time. So we're going to just switch and put Tolvanen up to the second line, move Huberdeau back down to the third line. How is Marchation doing right now? Let's take a look here.
36 points. He's already passed his total from last year.
Well, he's 37 now. Or should we move Alex Turcotte up to the second line? I don't think it'll matter that much, but yeah, we're going to. We're going to move Turcotte.
Yeah. Turcotte's got a little more development room, but I think Sharon's better right now.
Yeah. We're still leaving Ovechkin in, playing fourth line minutes, which we need to go back and make sure he's playing on the power play, which we basically brought him in to sit on that second power play, or first power play unit defense. He is the mobile defenseman, which is something kind of funny, to be honest. We signed Alex Ovechkin as a free agent just to bring him in, basically, as a little bit of depth. Okay, we're going to put Carter Hart in for this game. And we pull off a win against a 5-flame Matt Murray 3-1. So, all right, good job, team. They scored first, but we scored 3 straight goals, which is excellent. And Turcotte scores his 8th goal, so moving him up that one line probably helped a bit. Nearly buries one, so perfect. And we actually knocked Sidney Crosby out with a sore foot. So 35-year-old Sidney Crosby, still 5 stars, and is playing. Malkin is no longer with Pittsburgh, I believe. He was a free agent.
Yep.
Is he in San Jose? You know, off the top of your head?
I think he was there.
All right. Now, we're dealing with defensive injuries as well, so we did bring up Nicholas Bodin, who apparently has the hardest shot in the league. And he's just about getting healthy. He overtook... who did he... Was it Cal Fleury he took time away from?
Yeah, I think so.
So he'll probably come back in the lineup once he's healthy, because in 13 games he put up 6 points, so he's doing a pretty good job. And P-Wog, I don't know if P-Wog's in the chat. We're playing against the Red Wings, who are still just in a very bad situation. Only
pretty much like they are in every single game we play, even when we're playing as the Wings. They're terrible.
Yeah, they just can't really turn it on. So maybe this will be a good game for Hellebuck to get in and rev his engine, right? Right? And yeah, he did. Only took 14 shots. Got the shutout. We put up 50 on Jordan Binghamton. And win 3-0. 51 shots on net. Well done by us. Ovechkin scores the empty netter to get his 12th goal of the year. And Austin Matthews picks up his 20th. Just taking a quick look at Detroit. Yeah, you can see they do have some decent players. Like Taylor Hall, Johnny Gaudreau, who we traded there, is still there. Ryan O'Reilly.
You asking how many 5-star guys are in the league right now? I'll take a quick look for you.
Sure, that's good. I would say there's probably only about 12 would be my guess.
$16.
All right, not too far off. So Bodine is back, and Vancouver, getting back to us, says, "No way. That's not a fair deal, and you have to give us some more." All right, I'm not too worried about that then. And game versus Pittsburgh, because apparently we're playing them quickly again. And we will put Hart in, because it's a back-to-back. And Matt Murray is at 5 fires, so we'll see what happens. And we unfortunately lose. Only 3-2. We actually peppered Matt Murray with 43 shots. but couldn't get that third goal. Oh man, we were up 2-1 and then gave up 2 goals in the third period. 36 seconds in and then just over 8 minutes in to go down 3-2 and lose. That hurts. Now, if you're watching this, you might also know Houston Aeros are in the NHL again. If you are new to the stream or new watching our YouTube series, we added Houston some time ago, and they've been horrible up until this year, where they've actually had some success. I'm not sure how it's gone as of late.
No, this is their fourth season. They were under 500 each of the first 3, and now though they seem to have turned it around.
All right. So February 1st, we can see a development report. All right. Harlan O'Halloran took down the top player of the Western League for the month. Nice.
And you're going to mention Houston without and not talk about your favorite player? Your new favorite player?
What? I don't know who's there, Jeff, off the top of my head.
The guy with the name? Nude Winter?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. Case McCarthy continues.
Pretty sure it's pronounced Canoe, but
52 games played, has 11 points and 101 penalty minutes. Ooh. Our Australian goalie gets a little better at low shots. Kane Riley, our Australian defenseman. You know, maybe there's a new achievement from down under. Draft an Australian. Huh?
Yeah, we've had the Japanese one in. We should... I mean, there's a whole few different nationalities we could pick from.
Quinn Bullian's coming along. Oh, geez, he's having a good year. 44 points through 41 games on defense. Yeah, he is definitely going to be on the team next year. Jordan Wash doing better. And, all right.
Yeah, he's already pretty close. Bullion is to being as good as anybody we got in the AHL.
Yeah, for sure. Lucas Rubin's getting closer. He could turn into something. And our own Japanese player, Eto Ideguchi, half-star talent, 3-star potential, has 32 points in 37 games with the Vancouver Giants. Probably a career ECHLer, but you never know. He was a late-round flyer.
Yeah.
And, yeah, not bad. Dave Schrader, another one of our top picks. 3-star talent, 4-star potential. We need to get him out of the NCAA, but he hasn't wanted to come yet. And Patrick Jorge, who we forced to come over, is playing Barrie, has 53 points in 44 games. Half-star talent, 4.5-star potential. And Ovechkin gets a little worse. Well, not bad. I wonder how our owner reacts on this one. This time. If memory serves, after December, he was not very happy because we were playing under 500 hockey. We'll continue to work and improve, but
yeah. Although we still haven't dropped out of 100% job security, so I think we're fine from that standpoint.
Yeah, well, maybe. We were on thin ice there for a while. And you should mention as well, we are also Team Italy, which we're going to have to deal with at some point. Team Italy's coach.
Yep, I think it's coming up, and I'll check the date on the tournament. I think they're in the 1B championship this year. They got relegated.
All right, so...
And that is scheduled for April 23rd to start. So it'll probably happen in the middle of our playoffs, I think.
So we went 8-5-1, and Vinny Viola is still kind of like, yeah, I'm not super happy about that. Considering all the injuries we had.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad.
Pretty good. Game versus Arizona here. Send it out. And we lose in overtime. 4-3. Ouch. Suzuki keeps piling up some goals. Joey Anderson in 6 months. Ooh. Concussion. That hurts. And 74 points through February. We're doing pretty well, all things considered. Games through. A couple guys are being waived. Michael Furland and Marco Ferraro.
Furland must be, what, about 35 by this point?
Something pretty close to that. 30.
Oh, that's all?
Yep. He's been up and down, it looks like. He's only played in 5 games at the NHL. 20 games with San Diego. So with Anaheim. Dolan is back soon. Well, I'm not risking putting him in sooner than what he is. Hull is on waivers. 31 years old. Trade between New York and Vancouver. Vili Sararvi? I don't. Finnish defenseman, 2-star, 2.5-star, along with the rights to Kent Rogers. Is ALA.
Yeah, Vancouver seems they had a whole bunch of Finnish guys for a couple of years ago, and they seem to have cleared most of them out now. Juolevi and I think Kapanen is the only other one they got now that they traded this guy.
Well, this is interesting. An Igor Chiburov is a Russian-Canadian playing in the second-tier Finnish league. That's an interesting spot for him to go. And Kaylor Yamamoto has said he will not sign with Edmonton and wants some offer sheets. Game versus Nashville again here. Nashville's only got 39 points. They've kind of been torn down. Take a quick look at their team. We can see they are a shell of themselves. They still have Subban and Yossi, but their defense has been blown up. Their forwards are pretty much all over the place. Fiala and Smith are still there, but I think that's about it. They got Larkin, Panarin, Niederreiter, Charlie Cole. That's quite an interesting first line, actually. So game versus Nashville here. And
yeah, Panarin must have just been moved up because he's been having a really terrible season for him. When he was on the trade block, we were looking at him earlier.
Oh, man. Alex Turcotte just broke his nose. We put up 40 shots against Nashville. They only got 11. So we win 3-1, but we just lost Turcotte.
If you're going to break something, and nose is relatively
yeah, so he's gone for 8 days.
Good. Yeah, just a week.
So we're not going to switch our lines. We're just going to replace him and bring in, of course, everybody's favorite, Nando Eggenberger. Because who else could you want? He's getting back, and he's at 100%. Oh, Mike Hoffman is on waivers as well. 33-year-old, still with Ottawa at this point.
But down to 1.5 stars and hasn't had a point this season.
Yep. So we're just going to switch and put Eggenberger in or right for Turcotte. We don't need Gory Govets. Game versus Vegas. Oh, no. Oh, well. Hellebuck's playing back-to-back. And he actually gets the win. He only takes on 17 shots. We are massively out shooting everybody, so that's good.
Yep, don't really want to mess with the lineup when we're playing that well. Just hope we don't run into a really hot goalie.
Eggenberger comes in and gets assist on the first goal.
Well, about time. He hasn't really done a lot of scoring this year. At 50 or 60 points in the AHL last year, and hasn't done it in the NHL so far.
Another trade. Phoenix Copley goes to the Islanders for a second-round pick. 2-star goalie. Getting a good goalie has actually been fairly tough for a lot of NHL teams as well.
Yeah, although we've done pretty well. I mean, it'd be nice if one of the backups would finally develop beyond a couple of stars, though.
And Rasmus Dahlin is officially back, so let's get him in the lineup. Bodin's actually back too, so we need to send somebody down. So we're going to send back down Grigory Govets. And alright, so now we got... okay, Dahlin's coming in for... Cal Fleury, who I forgot to actually take out. So, do we want Bodin in, or do we just keep him as a 7th defenseman or 7th, 8th defenseman? I really don't want to take Olivier Joseph out.
Everybody is waiver. Nobody's waiver exempt, are they?
Nope.
Yeah. And Joseph still has a little room to improve, and yeah, I think Bodin is probably the one to leave out.
All right, I'm just going to create my lines again because I want Dahlin to get as much ice time as possible, so I've got to redo a bunch of stuff now, of course. And alright, that one. Alright, so that's all fixed. Power play, we want Ovechkin coming back in as taking over Rasmus Dahlin's spot on the power play. Which means I should actually take Dahlin and put him on power play too, instead of Joseph. Alright. And game versus Ottawa. We've Hellebuck in because he's playing well. Gives up 2 goals, but we pick up another win, 4-2. Dahlin scores his 5th goal of the year as the 3rd goal of the first period. So, alright, good for us. And Nano Eggenberger, rewarded with time, he scores his 4th goal of the year. And our former defenseman, John Carlson, actually ended up in Ottawa, and he's played 257 games, so it looks like he probably hasn't got hurt this year. Good for him. Another trade, John Gillies moves to Columbus for a 2nd-round pick from Vancouver. few more stories, nothing of great importance to us. Our scouts are still scouting.
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks short of the trade deadline, so we should start to see some moves in the next few days.
Oh, we've seen goalies getting moved for second round picks. We do have 3 first round picks, 2 this year, which you should maybe take a look and see where those teams are. One of them, of course, is ours.
Yeah,
so
ours, the Kings, and the Rangers.
Ours, the Kings, and the Rangers.
Rangers one isn't going to be very good because last I saw they were, I think, first in the conference. So that's going to be a low one.
They're behind us, but they're first of their division. And LA is actually going for a lottery pick. They only have 56 points, 26, 29, and 4. So that's...
Yeah, sort of just on the fringes of lottery territory. So, and this Quick is still, looks like he's half decent, so they may turn that around with a late rush. So yes. Hopefully they don't, but we'll see what we get.
But we do have a trade proposal here because Jeff wasn't paying enough attention, and I threw Huberdeau on the trade block. And we got an offer of 22-year-old left wing Adam McMaster, who's half-star talent, or 1.5-star talent, 1.5-star potential. So that's reject.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens as we get close to the trade deadline. Game versus Philadelphia. Again, not wasting a lot of time here because not much to look at. And we win 7-2, only giving up 19 shots on net. Barkov scores 2 goals back-to-back for 12 goals on the year. Matthews assists. Rasmussen buries 1. Marchation buries 1. Huberdeau buries 1. Aho, Marchation again. All right. That's what you like to see. Not just first line scoring, second, third line scores.
Yep.
And let's see. Oh, Chicago deals Parker Fu to Tampa Bay for Thomas Gregoire and a couple of minor leaguers. Switch spots. Is Parker Fu?
That's good. They shouldn't have traded him because they had Chicago also had Jet Wu, so they had Wu and Fu.
Sorry, is that Spencer Fu's brother? Yeah, apparently. Spencer is quickly fell off the map though. Fu Wu Fu. That would be a great line to have. And Turcotte is back soon, so that's good. Montreal and Chicago make a deal because Zabinajad heads to Montreal from Chicago, and Montreal just throws him in the minors immediately. No, we're not dealing with you. Despite the fact he had 42 points in Chicago, they're like, nah, you go play in the AHL. I am sure he is thrilled about that. Game versus Boston. Send it out, and we pick up another one. Again, we only give up 14 shots on net. And Pepper, Rask for 43, so he takes home first star for obvious reasons. And Tippett picks up a goal. Rasmussen picks up a goal, so alright. Not bad. And Nick Suzuki just got injured. So he's day-to-day. But he can...
Chat question, what month is FHM usually released in? Usually around the start of the season, so October.
There you go. Scott Penn's fan says Woo Fu and Nude. I like that. That'd be good. I'm still tempted to try and go get Nude. Turcotte's almost 100%, which means... And alright, Detroit makes a trade. They fire Bob Way and hire Ron Ralston to be their new head coach. Turcotte's almost back. Do we put Turcotte in, or do we keep Eggenberger in for now?
No, I think Turcotte's got to go in.
Yeah, he's still a little hurt, but he should be fine. Turcotte puts him on the second line. Yeah, okay. That would be quite the live stream if you get nude. Yes, it would.
Nobody wants to see that.
Trade versus New York and Toronto. Lucas Carlson gets traded for Aki Einarsson. Islanders bulking up. And Turcotte is officially back, which is great because we got this game versus Tampa Bay. Jeff told me to mess with the lines as we've been playing well. Injured players dressed. Oh no, Pierre-Olivier Joseph got an eye infection. So he's getting ripped out, and I guess Bodine's coming in for him.
Yep.
Send the game out, and we actually pick up the win despite 5 fires from Tampa Bay, because once again, we only give up 18 shots. 5-1 win. Matthews scores. Barkov scores. Matthews with a hat trick. Nice. And Jake Bean scores. We were up 3-0 before I think they even knew what was going on. And Tampa Bay might fire their coach, despite being 3 games over 500. That's a good hashtag, Guru.
Although I think they had, so they've done pretty well up to this point, so that's kind of a long way down from where they'd previously been. I had to look at their history to be sure, but I think they were doing reasonably well in this game. Yeah, they're coming off 2 40-win seasons and a 52-win season.
Wow,
42, 52, 41.
Jake DeBrusk is on waivers. He's an unrestricted free agent, $3.26 million. $11 points in 50 games. He's kind of tempting to pick up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a terrible contract he's on now.
It's only 1 year, 3.26.
Is it expiring?
Yeah, at the end of this year.
Oh yeah, so it is.
And his cap, it's actually only 2.23.
He is a UFA at the end of that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, not restricted. Wouldn't be a bad depth pickup. Maybe check it again and.
All right, trade proposal from Montreal. Montreal wants Jonathan Huberdeau, and they're offering 21-year-old Cole Perfetti, who is 1-star talent, 2.5-star potential, playing in the ECHL. 55 points through 61 games. Last year in the OHL, he had 284 penalty minutes. That is very impressive. Former number 1 pick in the OHL draft. Trying to see where Montreal. He was a 2nd-round pick of Montreal. Oh, I don't think we really need him, so we're just going to reject that trade. You know what? Should I put a waiver claim in on DeBrusk? I can't decide.
Can't hurt.
3.26. I mean, worst case, we don't get him. I mean, we get him, then we have to decide what we're going to do for... Probably going to have to waive somebody, so maybe he gets waived and sent down to the minor leagues, which could happen. But and he was claimed off waivers. Did we get him? We did. So now we have a decision to make. 24 players on the roster. Well, we can buy a little bit of time and send Olivier Joseph to the injured list now. But he's only day to day. We can't send Eggenberger back without waiving him. What do we do, Jeff?
Oh yeah, we're kind of. Well, we got a couple of guys we could send down. I mean, Tolvanen's waiver exempt, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he would be. This is his first season.
How's he been doing?
7 goals, 7 assists,
fantastic.
46 points. No,
Yeah,
but
it's not going to kill us to give him a little time in the AHL.
well, I could send Brett Kemp down too. He's only got 3 goals and 9 assists.
I don't really like that because he's on a. I mean, 3 stars, and he's on a really cheap 4-year contract. I think we're going to lose him if we send him down.
Is he not? I think he's waiver exempt though.
Nope, he's eligible.
Ah,
He's been in the league for about 3 seasons at this point.
oh man. So it's probably got to be Tolvanen, and man, he's going to be upset. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm going to have to go check something. Okay, we're gonna send Tolvanen down. I'm gonna put DeBrusk in for him, and we'll need to sign DeBrusk a number. So let's give him. Why can I not see number? Oh, change position. Nope. Compare. Nope. Change jersey number. He's gonna be number 9. No, 26. No,
You'll probably get the dialogue for it if you advance. You don't need to do it yet.
Okay, we're going to send Tolvanen down. In the meantime, we're going to look at our... apparently, whatever was happening has stopped now, so that's okay. Let's look how Springfield's doing. And they're sitting in 4th still in the Atlantic, playing really well, actually. 39 games won, 19 lost, 4 lost in overtime. I think still are only in 4th. Basically because of the goals for versus goals against. Might have a tough time making the playoffs. At 82 points. That's rough. So we'll see if Tolvanen can help them. Game versus Minnesota.
Should.
And we pick up the win, only giving up 12 shots against. And Jake DeBrusk in his first game gets an assist.
Maybe see what he wants for a contract. It's probably going to be too much, but you never know.
Well, again, we're losing Huberdeau. Upcoming free agents. He wants $3.49 million for 3 years. That's not
For how long? I didn't hear the number of years.
3.49 for 3.
And he is 26. I mean, it's a much better request than Huberdeau's. We got until July 1st to decide it, though. So
Yeah, let's just leave it for now. The trade deadline is nearing. And what day is the trade deadline? Sorry, it's the 26th. I mean, we still got time. We can still move Huberdeau. which he hasn't exactly been doing very much in the last few games anyways. And we're actually at a point now with, if we bring in DeBrus, that we could kind of be okay moving him. And some movement in our minor leagues. Decisions. $88 points, cruising into the trade deadline. And alright, you can see a few more trades have happened. Dallas picks up Evan Bouchard. Oh, sorry, that's trade proposal. They're offering us Evan Bouchard for Jonathan Huberdeau. No. That's a bad offer. And Brady Shea gets moved for Ryan Shea. Alright, game versus Buffalo here. Again, just kind of going to run right through it. And we lose. First time in quite a while. We lose 3-0. What happened? Jake DeBrus.
Yeah. It's going to happen eventually. And Buffalo's pretty good this year.
Yeah. You can't win them all, but we're going to try. Oh, Semi Vatanen goes to... Oh, Semi Vatanen and Evgeny Malkin go to the Islanders for Brandon Carlo and the rights to Kent Rogers. That is a weird trade. From Anaheim's perspective. I guess Vatanen never really developed. He's only 2 stars.
Or he went downhill.
Well, that's...
How's Anaheim doing? Yeah, Anaheim's not doing very well at the moment, too. So I guess that's... The Malkin thing is looking like a failed experiment to them. He hadn't really been scoring that much for him.
I didn't think his points were that bad in this. I need to go back and look now.
I'd say they're not bad, but not like typical Malkin points.
Malkin had 48 points in 60 games. It's not bad for 35-year-old Malkin. Alright, so time for trade deadline. This is it. Trade block. David Pastrnak is on it with a 7-year contract. So they just signed him to an extension, and now they're trying to dump him. That is rough. We could bring in your favorite Boston player, I would imagine, right? Brad Marchand.
No, we're not.
What's he getting paid? $5 million a year. That's not
Still hanging in there, 34, and he's still 3.5 stars.
Yeah, Crazy Canuck says in the chat, so do players develop differently in different games? Like, for example, Vatanen is 2 stars, but in someone else's game, could he be 4 stars?
Oh, yeah. Yep. That would be an extreme example, but it's possible for that to happen. Really depends on the situation he's in, and then there's some luck, but...
What's Voracek getting paid? Too much.
The only way you'll get really predictable development is if you're playing in historical mode with the annual recalculation. And then it'll always revert back to the same thing at the start of every new year for no matter what game you play.
Just taking a look at upcoming free agents, see if there's anybody of interest. Tarasenko, 4 stars, 31 years old. What if we tried to pry him loose? St. Louis. We offer St. Louis. Huberdeau. It's hardly likely they'll accept that offer. Okay, we'll add Itaguchi. Jacob Ivanka, because I think that's a well-balanced offer. How do you feel about that trade, Jeff?
What was it?
Ivanka, Itaguchi,
I'm just getting caught up here. For Tarasenko?
It says a well-balanced. Let's just make the offer and see what happens. This is interesting.
Yeah,
He's
he's...
increase it a little. Okay, so what if we throw in...
No, that's... I mean, this makes sense as a context for moving Tarasenko. Or moving Huberdeau. You're getting a better player back, even though you're probably going to lose him at the end of the season.
Okay, what if we add our 4th round pick? Nope, not good enough. Okay, if we offer our 3rd round pick. Nope, still not good enough. If we offer our 2nd round pick. Nope, they want a 1st rounder. I don't like that. What if we just throw on the rights to somebody? Okay, we got a Czech goalie. I wonder if they'd be interested in a goaltender. Let's look at positions here. Alright, let's try the Swedish goaltender first. No, still won't. Okay, what if I add that 4th rounder now? Okay, they will do that now. So if we send them Huberdeau, Aito Itaguchi, Jacob Ivanka, the rights to Philip Hogström, and our 4th round pick, we can get Tarasenko.
That's a lot for a rental, but should make us possibly cup favorites this year, or at least be able to take a decent run at it.
Well, that also dumps a couple of contracts for us, too.
Yep.
So let's finalize that trade. And there is our big blockbuster trade. And we give them a goaltending prospect. I'm sorry to see Itaguchi go, but he was getting hurt a little decent amount, so maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe he'll get a chance in St. Louis.
He's probably going to wind up on an AHL 4th liner in the ECHL, so
now
not a huge loss.
Now we bring in Tarasenko, and let's rebalance the lines now. So Jake DeBrusk has actually jumped to the 2nd line. I don't like that. I'm going to put him on the 3rd line with Marchation and Vildari and move Turcotte back up. And we got Kemp, Rasmussen. Yeah, I like that. Yep, that looks better to me. So Matthews, Barkov, Tippett, Turcotte, Suzuki, Tarasenko, Marchation, Vildari, DeBrusk, Kemp, Rasmussen, Ovechkin. Except for... Really? That's interesting.
What?
I tried to put Tarasenko as a sniper, and he's 1 of 4 as a sniper for some reason.
Was he out of position?
I moved into the left wing, but...
That's kind of... Or... Well, maybe check his left wing rating if it's really bad.
I'll look in a minute. Let's go.
I don't think it should be, though.
putting.
It's a 14. It's not great, but
Well, 14's not bad. Yeah, so I'm not sure why that, but that's fine. He'll be fine doing that. So game versus Anaheim here. I don't really think we're going to make any other moves. Hellbuck comes in, and we pick up the win, only giving up 15 shots and scoring 7 goals against. Matthews scores, Tarasenko scores, Matthews, Rasmussen, Dahlin, Tippett, Matthews. All right, so Tarasenko gets a goal in his first game. And Matthews has a beast of a game, actually. First star, 3 goals, 1 assist. And just under 21 minutes of ice time. All right, not bad. I'm curious,
Yep.
I guess we should look and see what Tarasenko wants to resign.
it's probably going to be pretty ugly. Might be headed for the KHL.
Oh, let's take a look, and we'll probably get to the end of the month, and that's where we'll stop for the night, since we've actually snuck up on our hour here pretty quick. There is a ton of guys on waivers. Tarasenko wants number 91, but Brent Kemp's wearing it. So we're going to give Tarasenko number 88. And he's okay with that. So deals. Taylor Radish is on the move from the Maple Leafs. Heads to the Kings.
Again.
Yeah. All right. Brent Seabrook gets traded to Vancouver. Nope. The Canucks send Brent Seabrook back to Chicago.
Well, he was on Chicago at the start of this game. Did they trade for him?
Oh, it looks like he ended up in Houston for a bit. So Houston traded him, Chicago traded him to Houston. Houston traded him. Oh, geez, this is wow. Okay, he got kind of messed around here.
Like a 3 or 4 way trade?
No, February 18th. Chicago traded him to Houston. But then they got him back on waivers and then traded him to Vancouver on the 26th.
No, I don't see any waivers in there. That's all trades.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay, something happened there.
But he's in Chicago. He goes to Houston, gets him in a trade. Houston trades him to Vancouver for a third, and Vancouver sends him back to Chicago for the rights to somebody. Yeah.
But he's with Rockford. No. So he somehow is on 2 teams, it looks like.
No, because Chicago sent him to Rockford after
Chicago sent him to Houston. Then Chicago gets him back on the 26th and trades him to Vancouver. Then Houston trades.
No, you're no. You're reading that out. The sequence is wrong. It's the Houston trade on the 26th should be below the one that's the Chicago to Vancouver trade.
Okay.
You switch that, then read them in that sequence, and that's the
well. Then you
and then the minor league stuff.
So you don't need to switch this top part. Okay, I get you.
Yeah.
All right, back to the stuff. Okay. Hampus Lindholm gets traded for Brett Ritchie. Man, lots of trades. Nazem Kadri gets moved. And all right, Nashville. Oh, Cliff Poo is on waiver. Should we grab him? Get some Poo on this team?
I think he's been doing okay for Vancouver this year, although he's at only 2.5 stars. I don't think we've got much use for him.
Yeah. Looks like he's dropping.
Yeah, 2.5, and he's not going to get any better.
Well, he's dropping in and out of the lineup, it looks like. Pontus Aberg is on waivers. Man, Vancouver's waving everybody. And continuing. Lots of little moves. Chris Tanev gets traded. What? They traded him to Chicago to send him in the minors. Alright. Claude Giroux gets traded to Detroit from Chicago. Samuel Girard. Man, lots of trades. Apparently we kicked off a big one. Okay, Cal Foote moves to Nashville. Wow. I got the rights to a Finnish guy whose name I'm not even going to try for our Terry Panarin and a third-round pick. This was a very busy trade deadline. Mikhail Sergachev gets traded for Trent Frederick. Moves to Boston. Scott Penn's fan in the chat says, "Woo, poo, and foo would be a classic."
Yeah, great line.
Josh Hosang is now with Detroit. Detroit's bulking up. Trying to get better. Houston was very busy as well. Alright, so there's that Brent Seabrook trade to kick everything off. Man. Looking at waivers here. Samuel Girard's the only one of interest, but we really don't need a defenseman. So we'll let him go. Cliff Poo's on a 4-year deal, too. Probably don't want that. Yeah, can't afford that. And we actually... Okay, we still got $2 million in cap room right now. So our upcoming free agents. Tarasenko, renew contract, wants... Okay, you know, he only wants 8.18 for 3 years. That's not unreasonable, but I don't think we can afford it. What we could do is try and use him as bait to move up in the draft. Which might not be the worst idea in the world. Pick up a win versus Tampa Bay. 54 shots on net. Alright. Tarasenko scores. Dahlin scores. Turcotte scores. Excellent. And Jake Bean gets hurt for 2 weeks. So, okay. Jake Bean is getting... Bodine is getting replaced with Joseph. Bean is getting replaced with Bodine. Alright. Continue. And continuing on here, and alright, development report. Connor McDavid is named, great player. And Jill Sen is top goaltender out of New Jersey. Ovechkin continues to get worse. Everybody continues to get better. Just a quick look. Ryan Suzuki, 2.5 stars, 3-star potential. I would really like him to come and finally join his brother, but it may not happen. Bouillon just keeps getting better and better. Gabe Vildari actually improved He's up to 3.5 stars now. He was only at 3 stars, I believe. Jeff, can you confirm that?
Yeah, I'm just checking it now. 3 stars.
Yeah, so he's up to 3.5 now, so good. Some improvement. And Harlan O'Halloran is up to 1 full star as well. All right. He's probably going to need some time in the A, but we have hope for the future. And let's just keep seeing. Guys keep improving. That's great. Rasmus Dahlin, 4.5 stars. Fantastic. All right. Well, this is where we will end it for tonight. I feel we're in a much better spot than we were. 92 points, 43, 17, and 6. Picked up
Once we got those
Tarasenko.
injuries back, started to pick it up again.
Yeah, and Tarasenko, so I feel pretty good about that. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OTP Developments. If you want to reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. At Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can also find a link to our official Discord channel and our Twitter profile. You can also reach out to us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, and that'll bring you to our official forums. We can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, MLB Manager, or anything else you want. Jeff will be back next week with the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 1980s, and yeah.
Looking pretty good. I think we're just about heading to the playoffs here, if I remember right, so...
Yeah.
Or are we a little further back? No, I can't remember. But, one of these games, hopefully we'll get a cup before we have to switch over to FHM5.
Well, we don't have to switch over to anything. And frankly, that thing you said...
We probably do.
I don't even know that thing you said exists yet, so... So, all right. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you all again next week.